Weekend, can you just recap the road trip?
Yeah, I think two good teams on the road. It was a fun weekend. Just a lot of great competition, a lot of great individuals. But yeah, we're happy moving on, getting ready for the next one.
It's another Big Ten title regular season. I know you guys don't really focus on that too much, but just have another year where you guys are undefeated again when it comes to this conference, and coming out with another title. Does that mean anything at all for the guys?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we love dual meets, and you wanna compete well as a team. That's kind of really what it's all about. And I think as we put the team first, the individual success will come as well. So yeah, we really value doing well in those big dual meets. Obviously, especially in the conference, those are a big deal to us. So we're happy, we're excited.
Cael, you got a chance to look at some new wrestlers. One at 285, and Celia got two bouts in. How did you think they did, and were you a little maybe disappointed in the second match, Celia, because it looked like you came pretty close to winning that one?
Yeah, it was close. I think those are tough matches to throw them out there in the first duel. Two obviously really good teams and in tough environments, but I thought they both the experience would be worth it for them. I mean, Sealy hasn't wrestled all year. He was out, had a small surgery, but something that kept him off the mat for most of his time here. So I thought that experience for him would be. Wasn't easy for him probably, but he didn't hesitate. He wanted to wrestle, and we're happy to give him that opportunity. And he's going to just get better. And Mirasola's been able to wrestle, but he was, I guess, blessed to wrestle two top guys, two top 10 guys maybe, and just it's a great experience to kind of see where you're at. So we were grateful they both got that opportunity to wrestle. It's good.
Were you told it was reaction time with Sealy?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's the rules kind of gone back and forth where there was no reaction time, and then and now they're like maybe giving a little bit too much reaction time, kind of. So it's not. Yeah, it's wrestling's a hard sport to call, so try not to dwell on it. Just kind of got to figure it out, and then even when you're wrestling, you got to kind of wrestle through those positions just in case they go back and change it. Right, which that's good experience for Joe, just because probably would have been different had he not known he had the three. Probably could have wrestled through the position a little bit more, but just good experience for him. But yeah, wrestling's a tough it's a tough sport to call. So sometimes they go your way and sometimes they don't. So.
When it's unclear who the backup might be, what are the primary factors that going into giving someone a spot start like that?
Yeah, it just depends on who's ready and who's kind of been preparing for it. I think we had a handful of guys that could have jumped in there, but it was also just kind of it's been a tough week just with sickness and different things. Like Greg was sick last weekend, so he didn't even make the trip. And still today we still have a lot of sickness going around. So I mean, just like the general population, same thing going on with our team. But yeah, that didn't really play in the decision as who we wrestled last week. I was really excited for Joe to wrestle, and I think he's got a really bright future. And obviously Mirasola, same thing.
Is there a potential element to it that we know that someone like a Joe Sealy and Cole Mirasola have high ceilings? Is there an element to that?
Oh
as
yeah,
well?
I mean, we're not going to put them out there if we don't think they're going to be able to represent themselves in a good way, right? But obviously we have a lot of confidence in both of them, or we wouldn't have put them out there in that kind of an environment and position.
Cael, when you look kind of big picture, as you look at some of these guys and the depth that you guys have built this program, what do you think it could mean when you look at the scholarship limitations going away, you get to 30? What are maybe some of the ramifications that you see with that long term?
I think the top programs are going to just get stronger, right? You're going to have more depth in those programs. I don't think very many programs are going to have 30 scholarships. I mean, we're definitely not going to have 30 scholarships, not even close. But we are going to have more scholarships. So I think the team dynamic changes a little bit. I think there's some some sad aspects of that also, because, and I think this has probably been discussed, but you're cutting down to 30, but we have 37, 38 usually. A lot of times those 7 or 8 are the ones that are really grateful to be on your team. They're the ones that are supporting the program 10, 15 years later, right? Because it's one thing to love the sport when you're just doing really well and kicking butt. You got to really love the sport if you go to practice and you're getting your butt kicked every day and you keep coming back and you still love it. So, I think it takes a special individual. And I'm not saying every, the bottom 7 on the roster getting their butts kicked every day, but yeah, there's a lot of different thoughts and viewpoints. But that college sports is changing drastically, and we got to change with it.
Is there like a pinpoint number you could say if we have 15, 18, 20 scholarships, like any idea what that maybe the number or that aim is?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you're thinking about the whole athletic department, but your responsibility is to take care of your program too, right? Because we're all in this together as a department, and there's only so much money to go around, so it's not about a grab and kind of trying to just get everything you can. There's a balance with 31 teams and 31 sports, and I think Pat is, we're lucky to have him be our athletic director right now. He's going to help us to get what we need to continue to be competitive.
It just seems like yesterday we were just the beginning of the year, and here we are.
It was yesterday.
So, we're getting ready to, you guys are getting ready to see another senior send off type thing, and just can you put in words just how quickly these seasons do go?
Yeah, they go fast, especially once we hit January. Well, yeah, it's all flying. I mean, every day you're in here scrapping and you're grinding, but yeah, as a whole, you look back and like, wow, it went fast, and it's just the way it's going to be. Spring's going to go fast. We're going to be back here talking again, starting the next season before we know it. So I think that just helps just keep things in perspective. It's the same thing with winning and losing. Those are temporary things, and what we're really looking at is like where are we trending as a program individually? Where are we trending? Because that's really that's the only thing that's going to last.
How are you going to look back on this senior group since they were here for an extended period of time due to the circumstances that proceeded from COVID?
Yeah, it's been a great group. Obviously we want them to be able to finish where they want to finish. And I think I say this every year. I'm not sad when the guys leave. I think the point is like get in here, take care of business, and you move on with your life, right? It's not. Of course we're going to miss them. Nobody's going to be replaced. You're just going to just find kids that want to be here and they're going to work hard and want to be the best in the world. But yeah, we're really happy and grateful for this senior class that we had. They've had an awesome set of years. Right, and now we just want them to, finish the way they want to finish.
How is Tyler Kasak progressing?
He's doing really well. He's a tough kid, just kind of a physical specimen. I think he's bouncing back really fast. Yeah, I mean we're trying to hold him back, kind of a thing.
Do you think Bartlett wrestled any differently against Penn this time, or what was the key to that win?
I just think it's a fine line. I think there was some differences obviously, but with in a match like that, we're looking at like, hey, we're going to meet again here in 2 weeks, and then again in the nationals potentially. So so we got to just keep getting better and kind of figure out what Bo can do. They're going to be small adjustments obviously, and they're going to make adjustments, and that's what makes it fun.
Okay, how do you think Braeden looked? He'd been out for a little while. How did he?
Yeah, I think his conditioning looked fine, right? And he battled two of the top guys and kind of stepped in there. Maybe not, maybe a little earlier than he maybe would prefer to, but I mean that was him making that decision. But I thought it was good for him. I think obviously a tough match on both matches, but I think they'll both benefit him as we move into the conference meet to kind of get that feel and kind of. We like experience. Sometimes experience isn't. It hurts a little bit if things don't go our way, but that's what we can learn and grow from.
For Braeden, was that almost an opportunity that maybe he couldn't have passed up because Bazakis and Bird are at a very minimum going to be All-American at the end of the season? So is that, if he rests a little more, does it almost do a disservice to him by not wrestling those guys that he's probably going to see in the postseason?
Yeah, I think it depends on your mindset. I think Braden's a competitor, and seeing top guys is something that he can build off of. And as a program, we feel like the more we wrestle guys, the better we're going to do. So we have a lot of confidence in that. And so yeah, I think all those things factor into that decision. But ultimately, he's got to be feeling good enough that he can represent himself in a positive way when he goes out there. I think he did that.
What did Luke learn in his match against Ohio State?
Well, Luke's, we got to play obviously in that bottom position. I mean, that's his opponent. I mean, that's where he wanted to be, right? He chose top, and I'm sure that's going to be the case again. So, but Luke, he's a competitor, and he's got a great feel for the sport. He's getting better and better on his feet and on the mat. Just sometimes, things like that happen, and you just learn and you get ready for the next one.
I feel like we went through all of the Carter Senior Day questions with you last year.
Yeah.
But now we're doing it again.
Yeah.
I guess, in what ways has he maybe challenged or helped shape you as a coach? Maybe things that we don't see that he's kind of brought to the room and brought to you?
Well, I think he's just a competitor, right? I mean, you saw that last week, and that's something you hope other people on the team. You're looking at different people, and you're saying, what can I take away from this guy? I mean, when the whistle blows, he's moving forward, and he's obviously got a strong belief in himself. He works hard, and he goes out there and he does what he intends to do or what he plans to do. There's no hesitation. He competes, and so that's the thing that really stands out for me with Carter is just the way he competes. But, cool.
Thanks,
Thank
Cael.
you.